So I was talking to one of my coworkers, and she said to me, "Why is it that men nowadays are so sassy?" And I was like, what do you mean? Why are men so sassy? She's like, "What's wrong with y'all? Y'all act like y'all, you know, don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't y'all be men?" And how do y'all, interpret women thinking that men out here are sassy? What does that mean?
I have a question first
Oh,
They
shoot.
manly.
before we even answer this.
What's
I got
up?
a question. Is your coworker married, has a boyfriend, or any of these things?
Now that I don't know. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I
I'm gonna
can't sit
say
here and
no.
tell
Maybe
you.
she got a ring
I
on
hope
her.
she's
Hold up,
watching
hold up,
this.
hold up, hold up. What I can say is I don't know any of
She's
her personal information. So, but she did bring
listen
that
to
question.
listen to me. Listen to me. I hope she's listening. I think you're in a situationship, ma'am. That's first, ma'am. I think you're in a situationship. But okay, go for it. Go for it.
Yo, it's a lot of folds to this. Women saying men are sassy. First facet that I will bring up: the 80s and 90s, single parent mothers were a huge thing in the Black community. Your primary caretaker, for the most part, was a female. Not for all men, all Black men, not for all white men, because I knew a lot of white guys who were raised by single mothers as well. Spanish guys as well, raised by single mothers. So right there off the bat, you going to pick up some of the mannerisms that your primary caregiver has. So that's part of it. So you can't be surprised that, a large majority of men of all races were raised in single parent homes, with the mother being the person that some of these men might have a little sass to them because that's what they grew up with. So there's that. And some of you women need to understand that, because some of you are single mothers now, and your kid, your boy, is going to have a little sass to him unless you have him around the right people. Exactly. So
Sprinkle me, baby. Sprinkle
at the end of the day, that starts it. Another reason there'd be so much women would say things are sassy or whatever. A lot of y'all chicks is masculine as so of course you think some shit that men are doing is sassy. They say if you talk back to a woman, some of you women say if a man talk back to you, he's sassy. Oh, you're not supposed to be arguing with a woman. What? You supposed to just let her be a retard. Excuse me? That's basically what I hear. That's what I hear when I hear a woman say, you're not supposed to argue with when I hear a woman tell a man, you're not supposed to argue with a woman. So you're just supposed to let her be retarded. She telling you she about to stick a fork in the outlet and you supposed to just sit there. You're not supposed to say, bitch, don't put that in there. That's sassy, and she start arguing back. You don't know what you're talking about. I've been sticking forks in the outlet my whole life. I don't think you should do that. That's stupid. That's sassy? No, it's not sassy. It's common sense. And just because, I don't know what men y'all was raised by some ass men. Because not for nothing, my uncles, they didn't argue with their wives. I'm not going to sit here and say they argue, but they had a tone and they would raise their voice to a level where the woman stopped arguing. So that's why men didn't need to argue with women, because women would shut the up. You don't agree with that, Steve?
Come on, man.
You're making faces like I'm saying something crazy. Like you never heard your pops raise his voice to a level and your mom ain't want no more parts of it.
I understand, but in the same breath, you don't think that's not scary to a person?
I mean,
come on, man. And that's what you got to remember.
You want a man to be scared to you want to be sad.
You can't have both. You can't have both, Steve, though. You can't have both, dog. You can't have, I need the right tone, and I need you to talk to me like this. And
that's my point.
That's sassy.
Do you want the verbal assassins to come back and shut your ass up? Tired of this woman.
Like, what do you want now? You got to be very careful what you ask for.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's what y'all mean from the sass. So that's from my perspective, and listen, and us going back and forth. I was trying to understand. She does have a very strong, prominent personality. She does have a very strong, prominent personality, and I did tell her that I was going to say that, right?
Yes, they be like dudes. That's why they think everything is sassy, because they're like dudes.
She's not like a dude.
No, it's her raising. That's how she was raised, probably. Right? It's probably how she was raised. I don't know the young lady.
I don't know her.
It's probably to be assertive and being strong. you
But
know, and
sometimes
maybe
that
that's
comes
it.
from actually having a dad that teaches a daughter how to be that way, right?
Understood.
Maybe,
Understood.
maybe,
So
but
that
then a lot of times it may
with
be a mother that hates. The mother may hate the man
but
and
yo,
have
you already know that, you know, the whole mama's boy, daddy's girl thing is a real thing, right? So,
And
you know, they
yes,
take as much as they can from the man that they are raised around or no, whether that be from any bad perspective, and they try and be assertive in in that way. You know what I mean?
or
To let it be
or they
known.
don't have any respect for men, or they don't have any respect for
that's a
men
big one
because
too.
their daddy wasn't there, the wrong sperm donor wasn't there, so now
Her
they
daddy was a
so they hate all the men.
he
So
could have been a
so we got to
too.
be so we got to be, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? We got to be even on it. So I'm with you, Steve. I'm
No,
with you with the,
yeah,
the
I
ladies,
hear
but
you.
I
So
hear
it's
you.
that's how it is. That's all I'm saying, right? Like
All I'm
he's
saying
talking
is
sass and all this other stuff about the men. And yes, it is hard. Yo, there's whole groups. I forgot the name of this group. I wish I knew the name of the group of these men out here in these streets that hate women so much that they have a cult of themselves and they go out of their way to hurt them in certain ways. It's a bunch of
We
dudes that hate women that much.
You
I
talking about
forgot the name
the
of it.
red pill, the red pill?
I forgot the name of the group.
Oh, I don't
Yo,
know.
but
Christian
it's a bunch of dudes that don't.
them cats hate women.
Man, yeah,
I think
it's
them
crazy.
I
But,
think they
you
secretly
know,
gay.
they're
They
so
hate women so
scared to
much.
talk to them because, you know, women are certain ways and will, you know, pick hierarchies and who could talk to them or not. So there's a bunch of dudes out here with this, I guess, male loneliness epidemic, you know, and they're going through the trials and tribulations. So maybe that's another reason why they're sassy. I don't know. I don't know.
Steve. Think about it like this, Steve. It's sassy is a shaming tactic word, right?
It is.
Let's be honest.
It really
It's a
It's
is.
like
shaming tactic
calling a
word.
man gay.
Okay, that's what it really is, right?
It's the same
So
thing.
yeah,
They just
so
switched the word.
absolutely. So yeah, they try to sprinkle it a little, but that's pretty much what they mean. But at the same time, this is the if we're just talking about the black community, if we're gonna let's just talk about the black community for a second. We have been in a matriarchy for decades.
Decades, yes. I say since the 50s,
Decades.
40s.
Matriarchy of the ladies running stuff and not wanting to hear anything from the man. To the point
Yes.
where we can't even speak anymore. If we start speaking, it's called hate speech to the ladies. We don't,
Toxic
it's
masculinity, hate speech,
toxic, yeah,
sassiness.
toxic masculinity, sassiness, right? But now, Steve, we're in this era called equality.
Yes.
We're in the equality era mixed with feminism.
Hmm.
So a lot of this has to come from the feminism, man. The feminism listen, this is the cause of a lot of this stuff, man. A lot of the homes are being raised. A lot of the homes in everything that's going on is in our community is matriarchy raised. So these men are being raised by these mothers. There you go.
That's what I'm saying. That's really all it is.
This is not
You pick up
like,
those traits.
and then ladies only want a very small percentage of the guys. They're running after pretty much the same men, and then they're mad saying these guys are sassy. Wait, do you want this man? Do you care? Why
Yeah.
do you care? Because you want that man? Like, why do you care? Why are you trying to shame this men? These
Yo.
new men. You made these new
It's
men.
an
They
interesting
did make them.
perspective.
They
That's the
made
whole
these new
point. They
men.
made them.
Men always transform to what they have to become to try to
Yes.
get these ladies.
Yes.
They made these men.
They made them. And who was the biggest star the past 15 years? And what kind of music did he make?
He even admitted it.
He made
He was
soft ass music
he was
though.
raised by F boy. He's an
He
F
was
boy.
made by
His
a
mother
woman.
raised him.
Yeah. And they ate that up because he was light skinned. You can't be out here looking like Malik Yoba acting like Drake. I'm just saying. You can't be dark skinned and act that way. I'm just saying.
Good night, Daddy. Good night.
Yeah.
Say good night, Daddy. See? Y'all don't want to be saying that to them. Anyway, I'm going to leave it alone.
Jesus.
Almost
Don't
crashed
ruin
out.
an innocent
So
moment.
I almost crashed out. I caught myself.
I'm getting crazy.
I caught myself. It was about to get extreme. So anyway, I caught myself. Hey, no. So anyway, JC raised a great point. Listen. There was a reel that came out, and pretty much a black male was saying, in Africa that, we need to take back our women and not have all these different things they say to us. We need to still pretty much, regardless of what they say, ignore them and still try to take back our stuff. We need to build this and build that, and men need to be men again. And the women were eating it up. And I said to some women, and it was like, yeah, well, that's true. Men need to do this and that. I said, do you really want that? Do you really want it to go back? Do you want us to really take over and really start building and making different things? Because Steve, if that happens, if we have been dehumanized since slavery.
100%.
Our women have seen us. That's why they disrespect us the way they disrespect us. This stemmed back from slavery and the government with the CIA, with the government trying to give them. They were fighting for the rights of the vanilla women. They've always been fighting for the rights for the vanilla women, and they wanted a certain money too. Now, back in the day, black men weren't allowed to get the jobs because the vanilla men weren't having it. So they were lacking money. So what CIA did was say, we're gonna give you this money monthly, but men can't be in your house.
Exactly.
That's where it all really started.
That's what started it.
This is what started this whole thing. And see, what people don't understand is why are you bringing up all this old stuff? You got to understand
gets you to where you're at today.
CIA
most people
history.
refuse to see that.
These men, these people that planned this way back, have planned for this stuff to happen today. They weren't thinking about the immediate. They were thinking about 40 years down the line, breaking lineage.
Yes.
They wanted you to be single mamas.
Destabilize the community.
They knew that those males were going to be, because if you take away the black man from the household, they knew that those men were going to be broke back mountain men. They knew they were going to be sassy as hell.
The little boys, yes.
They knew this They knew this from 60 years ago. They did the data. They've been doing case studies since, and still doing case study on us. They still fall for it. Talking about sassy and this, that, and the other. No, you need to build and work with these men, and you need to get on these platforms and start saying, we want
things.
We want real men again. We want to build with men. We want to build with our men. I was talking to one of my good girl group friends, and they were talking about pause. They were talking about I'm going to say pause again. Twice. I'm repeating. This is what they were talking about, y'all. This is what the ladies' content was on the TikTok. There was a gay black man trying to tell them how to find men, pause, y'all, with D prints. And I said, ladies, what are we doing here?
That's not how you're supposed to find a man.
Why are you worried about D prints? What are we doing here?
That's what I'm
you were
saying.
listening to a gay male. You were listening to a gay black man try to break down to y'all how to find a male with D prints.
That's crazy.
This is the content that you're listening to. Don't y'all understand?
Crazy.
Do you understand where I'm coming from, Steve? And you're talking about we're sassy. You got to listen to the content that they're listening to. They don't listen to building with their men and trying to understand their men. They don't listen to that content.
It's not necessarily all of them.
I ask them.
Not all of them.
I'm putting it out here right now. They don't. Both said you don't. You listen to dusty stuff. You look at all the dusty stuff that puts you on. You look at that stuff with D prints. Yeah, you do, ladies. I see. I got the group messages. I'm in the cut like a Band-Aid. Sorry, but not sorry. Yeah, but you're looking for a God-fearing man. You're looking for a God-fearing man with a D print.
Yeah.
You're looking for
Sometimes that don't
Denzel.
go hand in hand.
You're looking for Denzel, Obama, mixed with Jesus Christ
Word.
with a D print.
Alright,
Make
man.
it make
So
sense.
And make 7
Make it
figures.
make
'cause
sense.
6 figures you broke
Yeah.
now to some of these
Yeah.
chicks.
Yeah. And then live the soft life. I mean,
Mhm.
come on, y'all. Listen.
What's your
Truth is,
topic?